Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I have Gabby joining me. Hey, Gabby.
Hi, how are you?
Guys, I am so excited. Gabby is a new addition to our team. She is absolutely amazing. And we have a really exciting video on how to manifest money. So Gabby's actually going to share one of her personal success stories. And yes, I'm going to share some of my prized intentions when it comes to making money just flow to me like I'm a magnet, right? So yeah, guys, just before we dive into it, as you know, we do have a free course. If you haven't already got it, the link is in the description below. It's a great course, how to find your blocks to manifest anything fast. It's going to help you to really build your mental diet. And the mental diet is probably the most important thing that you can do. Invest your thoughts today for tomorrow, right? So, and guys, of course, you know it. Gabby's new with us, so she is having a 50% off sale. Link is in the description below. She's absolutely amazing. Yeah. So, yes. And sorry, I do know I sound a bit, I manifested getting sick again, and I intend now, my immune system is so strong and I'm completely healthy and I'm never going to get sick again, right? So I'm going to work on that. Anyway, but you guys know it never stops me from showing up and doing a video. So yeah, I'm excited. Welcome, Gabby.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. And I think that was really great that you just introduced exactly what I'm going to be talking about, which is that you have to start with your intentions today for it to show up tomorrow. So I'm going to share just a little bit of a success story for me. I actually had a really interesting life event that occurred earlier in this actual 2023 year, and I lost my job. And in losing my job, I also gained unemployment insurance. And in the part of the country I live in, they only have a very short term where they provide this unemployment insurance. And so as things were starting to come to a close with my unemployment insurance, I had actually started working on my money story already. I'd started really changing the old belief system that I had, which was I grew up with a dad that was money doesn't grow on trees. You have to really hold on to it. It's never going to be there when you need it. Those types of belief systems. So I was really working on changing it. So I was changing it with some intentions. Some of the intentions that I had was everybody loves giving me money. Money flows to me from unexpected sources. I also have one where I really love it. It's I am the love of money's life. That money's life source absolutely loves me, almost like a lover loves me. You know, it just wants to be around me all the time. And in doing that and changing my story, I actually was able to manifest a $16,000 grant to pay for my rent, my utilities, and my food, which was really helpful because I was really at the point where I didn't know what I was going to do. And I just think this is a really great way to share with everyone that it doesn't matter what your 3D circumstances are. Obviously, circumstances don't matter. But if you are really persistent in changing your story and really holding on to those new intentions and really changing your assumptions, you can actually end up with something like unexpected windfall of money to take care of your concerns, right? And it came out of nowhere. It really did. The bridge of instances that unfolded was I'd called my electric company and talked to a customer service rep there. I was kind of explaining to her what was going on. She then gave me the name of a resource that was local. I called them and they literally turned around and said, here's a grant. Here you go. So it really just came out of nowhere. I had no thought process of the how. And looking back now, I can see how it all unfolded, right? Because you don't really notice it while you're in it. And signs don't precede, they follow. So you notice all of that when you're looking back. And so I really think that this is a really great way to just let everybody know, all of our viewers know, that no matter your circumstances, even if you're in dire need, it's all about changing your assumptions. It's all about changing the story and really accepting where you are right now. What is your 3D right now? That's just one reality. You can accept it. And once you accept it, you stop resisting it. And then you start changing your story and you move, you flip, you move over. So it was really great.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. I mean, you know, that's exactly it. It's about changing the story. You know, I know for me, when I was, when I first changed around my entire money story, I had to do the same thing, right? Like I remember, thinking, hearing from my parents, money doesn't grow on trees. And, and I sat down, I'm like, it actually does. It's kind of paper. That's time it's paper. I mean, now it's more plastic, right? But I'm like, but then money's evil, you watch these evil shows and you see the evil person and then I was like, well, is money evil? I've never seen a $5 bill get up, grab a knife and stab anybody. I'm like, it's people you know, using the money as a tool for evil things in movies. So no, money's not evil, you know, and basically just going through all of the stories that I've held for so long, right? That was really instrumental. And then, you know, investing our thoughts today for tomorrow. Every time I spend money, I make an intention that it's coming back to me 1,000-fold.
Yes.
Right, you know, it's like every time I spend money, instead of like worrying like, oh, you know, like, oh, how much is it going to cost? Am I going to, no, I'm like, you know what, every dollar I spend, I get like 100 back, like within a week. And it's happening, and it's happening now, you know. And, you know, when, for instance, when I first started my business, I was like, Create Your Future, I was actually living like off of like this little bit of money that was like a pension. I actually created a budget because, you know, I needed to, I wanted to know that I could stretch it, because I didn't have an income. I was starting a business. And the funny thing is there was like a bill for my intern, like for the website coming up. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm going to have 10 times the amount of money to pay for that when the renewal comes. And guess what? It happened, right? So, you know, I did a budget to get rid of my money anxiety. Like, you don't have to, but that worked for me. But whatever you can do in this moment now to get rid of your money anxiety, i.e. mental diet. I did a budget and a mental diet, you know, that really helped me, right? Because we're limitless, right?
Exactly. Yes. And that was, you know, part of going through this process was me actually having to learn how to not resist. And like you said, doing anything that can get rid of your money anxiety. So, you know, I did something very similar. I created a budget. I got rid of a lot of things that were, I felt like, extraneous costs, like for instance, you know, certain streaming services and things like that. But that was really just to make sure that I was kind of being able to recenter myself and trying to keep that money anxiety down. But as I work through my story, you know, I was sitting there going, okay, I'm not resisting what's currently happening right now in the 3D, but I know that my intentions and my belief systems that are being changed for tomorrow. And I think that's really, really important, because I think sometimes we get really caught up in this, you know, notion in the community about instant manifestation. And yes, manifestation is instant. It definitely changes instantaneously, but sometimes it takes a little bit in the 3D to show up that way. And so I think if we can do our best to really calm down our anxiety in the moment in the 3D, so that we're no longer resisting what we're currently seeing, it helps us to really detach and not take things personally, and then focus on really changing our intentions and our assumptions for tomorrow.
That's so true. You know what? There was also too, like, so in the start, right before, when I was like sort of in the changing, like basically I left my corporate job, and then I was like basically going to start Create Your Future, and I was kind of like in the interim. And in Canada, you can't get employment insurance if you quit your job. So I quit my job, but I wanted employment insurance. So I had two things going on. Like, I had no income, right? So I was like, you know what? No, you know what? I'm going to get employment insurance. And then what I did was I actually used my credit card. I got my credit card up to like $10,000. And I'm like, okay, that's going to last me like 5 months. And I said, in that time, guess what? That EI is going to come through. It's going to be approved. So sure enough, EI that got, you know, they denied it. And so I was like, no, hell no, I'm appealing this. I manifested a free lawyer visit and the lawyer's like, oh yeah, sure. You know what? If you feel like they were going to fire you and you quit before them, you could totally get it, you know, say this. So I was like, okay, so I appealed, and I ended up getting EI. But in the meantime, as like, while that was happening, I was putting money on this credit card, and, you know, and every time I put money on it, I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to pay this off because EI is going to backdate me. This is going to get paid off because EI is going to backdate me. And I just kept doing that and kept doing that. And the other part of it that helped to get rid of that anxiety for me was I had a really strong belief in manifesting and my thoughts creating, because at the same time I was creating little things. I was creating free parking. I was creating, you know, everyone as you pushed out moments. So, you know, when I did have those moments of maybe starting to doubt, I was like, no, come on, Amanda, seriously, you know, your thoughts create, like, smarten up, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, my thoughts create, and this is what's going to happen. So, you know, create those little lists of manifestation, guys, because, you know, it's like Andrew bringing fried chicken without me asking, because I was thinking it. One day I was like, I would like egg rolls. And all of a sudden he came home from work with an egg roll, sorry, a sausage roll. I was like, how random is that, right? He pulls like this thing of the napkin out of his pocket. And I was like, what's that? He's like, it's a sausage roll. I was like, oh my goodness, I was just thinking how I wanted sausage rolls course, it came out of his pocket. So I was like, no, thank you. And it had been there since lunch. But I mean, I didn't intend an edible sausage roll. I just intended a sausage roll at any rate. I mean, he ended up eating it because it was his pocket and he was fine with it, but whatever. You know, so it just those little moments, you know, where I'll be sitting on the couch watching TV and I'll be thinking something and Andrew will say it and he'll be like, get out of my head. You know what I mean? And it's like when you have those little moments all day long, you know, you can, when you are manifesting something big, it just gives you all that much more, you know, support within yourself, you know, because this is really just about trusting yourself. You guys, you are limitless. You are so powerful. It's just about you realizing it and staying in that state, you know, basically your whole day, or as much as you can in your day, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I completely agree with you. I mean, even now, I still do a manifestation journal list where I do 5 things that I'm looking for throughout my day, kind of just to manifest, to keep me kind of on my toes, but also to like still stay excited about it. You know, the cool thing about manifestation and us being our source power is that we get to have as much fun here as we want. So why not make it fun and exciting? You know, yes, we are living in a 3D world, but we can have fun with a 3D world. So let's make it fun. Let's make it exciting. Let's make it useful. Let's make it crazy if you want to make it crazy, or sausage rolls.
Right? I know, like absolutely anything, you know? I mean, yeah, you know, it just blows me away, you know, how powerful we are, you know, and yeah, like your thoughts are constantly creating, constantly, you know, and it's up to us to steer that ship, to steer that bus, you know. So some of my intentions for money is, you know, basically like, oh, you know, here's a funny story. So I was like running around saying I was a money magnet, right? I'm a money magnet. I'm a money magnet. Well, all of a sudden one day I was like laying on the couch, like cuddling with Andrew, like my head was on his lap. And of course, you know, guys, they put change in their pockets. Well, in Canada, we got these little $1 coins called loonies. Anyways, a loonie fell out of his pocket onto the couch and my arm was under my head. So when I got up, the loonie was stuck to my arm. And I was like, yeah, okay, money magnet. I'm like, that's not what I meant, subconscious mind. I meant money flows to me. Not sure it can stick to me, right? No problem. You know, yeah, $100 bill sticking to my shoe walking down the street. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so crazy and so fun. I mean, like, I can just tell you that ever since I really started working on those intentions and really changing my belief system around money, things just randomly appear. Like, I had a family member who I don't really even like talk to very frequently, just randomly send me a check in the mail. It was just like, here you go. Like, I was just thinking about you. I thought maybe you could use this. And I was like, wow, like I haven't talked to you in like 3 years. Not that there's bad blood or anything. She just travels a lot. So, you know, it's just really cool how things just show up. And, you know, I love being unexpected. Now, of course, you can be very intentional and have things show up very intentionally. But I also love the unexpectedness of knowing that I am source power and I can have anything show up at any time. You know, I think that's so much fun, and just playing with it too. So I love, you know, intentions like, money loves me. Everyone loves giving me money. Money loves me like it's life source. Like I'm the best thing since sliced bread and tacos when it comes to money. So I love doing that. And I love those intentions. And they've been very powerful for me. Of course, certain intentions resonates with certain people, you know, so obviously take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But those for me really help me flip my money story.
Yeah, I like being specific, you know, how much money I'm going to make in a week. So for all you self-employed people, you know, I intend how much money I'm going to make in a week, you know. And I remember when I was working an hourly job, I intended I would have a job that paid me $30 an hour without education. So, you know, and with all the benefits. So the sky's the limit, you know, be specific about what you want. You know, when you say more money, it's like, okay, how much more? Dollars more than what you have, you know, how much more, you know. And I think there's a lot of power in being specific, especially when it comes to numbers, right? You know, and yeah, and believe it, you know, you can have everything. Money is just energy. You know, it's just energy. You know, when we were younger, not younger, but like when human race was younger, we would trade spices and goats and cattle. Now it just so happens is money. And then money nowadays isn't even really in paper form. Who actually has cash? It's all numbers on a screen now.
Exactly.
So, you know, I mean, start like imagining your numbers going up, you know, start saying things like, you know, every time I log into my bank account, I see $1 billion, you know, and that goes up, you know, by $1 million every week, you know, even if it's extreme, go for it, because, you know, the sky's the limit. Be limitless. You know, the only one that limits something is yourself. You know, yesterday, Andrew was talking about Warren Buffett and how he's like one of the top 5 richest people in the world. And I was like, I thought to myself, I'm like, I want to be the richest person in the world. And then I was like, I thought to myself, I'm like, well, you know, is that even possible? And I was like, darn right it is, because somebody is the richest person in the world right now. Exactly. They obviously intended that. Why can't you intend it, Amanda? Why can't you want that for yourself?
Exactly.
Like, I intend that everybody after this video gets an unexpected sum of money.
Oh,
somehow
love that. Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody. You know, I intend all of you guys start, you know what, massively in like manifesting tons of money to you right now.
Yes.
Right this moment, you know, seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, no. And I intend that everyone that is viewing this right now and everyone that is listening, that they are going to have the best money day of their life within moments of watching this, because you should. You're limitless. You can have whatever you want.
Exactly. You know, so yeah, guys, you know what? Comment on the video how much money you've manifested, any stories you've got about manifesting money. Let's encourage each other. It doesn't matter, you know, how big or how small, because, you know, your story can inspire somebody that maybe hasn't, you know, manifested that, right? So let's all share hope and inspiration with each other, right? So
yeah. And if you're struggling or you need some guidance or some help, I'm available for one-on-one coaching, and I am having a 50% off sale. So go ahead and sign up, because let's change your money story.
Yeah, you guys just manifested 50% off. You know what? That's the other thing. Okay. Not only did I manifest making money, I also manifest saving money. So the other day I was in the grocery store and everything was like totally full price. And I was like, no, every time I go, everything's on sale. And then I went like the next time I went to the grocery store, it was I was like, oh, it's on sale. Andrew, it's on sale. I'm like, would you believe it? Guess what? It's on sale. He's like, everything today you picked out's on sale. I'm like, I know, right? I'm like, look at that. Right?
You should know by now.
I'm so healthy. But yeah, so anyways, well, thank you so much, Gabby. You are absolutely amazing. I love your energy. I'm sure everybody else that's watching does as well.
Thank you. Yes, I intend that I am here to help all of you who's ever watching, whoever needs help. I intend that I'm going to help you. You're going to see results working with me, and you're going to have a blast. And I'm like the big sister you didn't have, or maybe if you have a big sister, I'm just another one.
And guys, you know, Gabby is like incredibly easy to talk to for hours too. Like seriously, like energy is, as you can tell, absolutely amazing. So, you know, that is just a blessing, real blessing. Thank you for joining the team. And, you know, we really look forward to helping people change their lives, because, you know, that's why we get up every day and do this, is, you know, to change people's lives. Because trust me, it isn't easy coming on here and doing videos and talking about yourself for the whole world to see and critique, but yet we do it with a smile, you know, and we intend it helps people. So thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you, Gabby.
Of course. Thanks, Amanda. Bye, everyone.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.